I like the 10k because it's just getting on for the sort of the kind of distance that's long enough for me to actually be able to run well. So I like it's a little bit faster, so you can afford to test yourself on a 10k, and you can afford to take more risks because you could run a 10k every couple of weeks if you wanted to, and that allows you to be able to try out different things when you're running, try a different approach, different tactics. And if it doesn't go to plan that day, it doesn't matter, you can do another one in a couple of weeks. So I quite like that about the 10k. I guess the thing that I hate about it is that, I wouldn't say I hate anything about it, but the thing that I like less about it is that it's really quite fast. I have trouble at the beginning to keep up. I quite often get dropped at the beginning because I can't go the early pace, and then I'm already detached, and it gives you a little bit too much work to do to catch up later in the race. So that's a personal thing, that's something I can work on, but that would be the thing I said I'm not so keen on. Have confidence in yourself and go for it, and don't, I keep going back to it, but try and run a 10k once where you don't look at your watch for the entire race, that you don't predict what you can run per kilometre and try and stick to that. Just go out and run as you feel, and run hard and test yourself, and have the confidence to know that you can do it and that you're fit. So that's it's going to be our advice for every distance. My 10k PB was in the middle of a half marathon, so I guess the thing that made the most difference was that even when I'm training for half marathon, I still do 20-minute tempos. I still 20 to 30-minute tempo runs where I just run as hard as I can, and it's about testing yourself in training. It's rather than sort of running at set paces or predicted times, it's just about going out and running hard, even in training, running as hard as you can, and not being frightened of failing, not being frightened of maybe slowing down in a training session, because I think it's about running hard. So I have a very laid back approach to nutrition. You want to make sure you're eating enough to fuel your training, because if you're not eating enough, then obviously your training will suffer. But in terms of what I eat, I allow myself treats. I think you've got to be able to enjoy running, you've got to be able to enjoy what you do, and if you feel like it's all about sacrifice, then you'll stop enjoying it. So enjoy what you eat, but just have half an eye on a healthy diet, a balanced diet, but that would be the same for anyone. My favourite 10k, but probably running a PB in the middle of a half marathon. I was quite chuffed when I did that. I think that probably says that my 10k PB needs reviewed. But also, one of my favourite 10ks is the San Silvestre in Madrid, which they run on New Year's Eve. And it goes off at 8 o'clock at night. They have a sort of mass race that goes off first about 6 o'clock, and then when they've finished, they have the elite race at 8 o'clock. So it's at night, New Year's Eve, and everyone that's just running the mass race then comes and runs in spectates for the elite race, and it's slightly downhill, so it's a really fast race, and you do feel like you're running fast. And then towards the end, there are no barriers at the side, so it's everyone's sort of close in, you've just got a small space to run through. So there's loads of crowds, are cheering, they spray shaving foam at you. Definitely the most exciting race I've ever done. Brilliant atmosphere and really good fun, and I'd recommend that anybody that likes 10Ks and fancies maybe a wee trip to Madrid at New Year, they should try and do that race. So that's a good 10K moment.